We have paper 2, May, June 2021. We have the case study. Okay. Explain 4 reasons for changes in the relative importance of primary, secondary, and tertiary sectors in the country. So we talk about changes in the relative importance of primary sector, secondary, and tertiary. Basically, we're talking about how the primary sector changes or increases and decreases over time. How the secondary sector increases or decreases over time. How the tertiary sector increases or decreases over time. That is changes in the sector, in the sector of the economy. So for the changes in the primary sector, I wrote the primary sector may increase in the event that there is new discovery of natural resources. So when there's discovery of natural resources, it increases the primary sector. But when resources are used up, it reduces the primary sector. Do you get it? So outputs, basically we're talking about outputs and employment in the primary sector, output and employment in the secondary sector, output and employment in the tertiary sector. So what happens to them? Output and employment. Yeah, that's what brings about each sector. Okay. What the sector produces and who is working in the sector that allow, because there's going to be factors of production, land, labor, capital, and enterprise. So we need to talk about the factor inputs. So in the primary sector, output in the primary sector can increase if there's discovery of new natural resources. Output in the secondary sector can reduce if resources are depleted or used up. In the primary sector. Okay. The secondary sector, changes in the secondary sector could be as a result of increase in industrialization. If there's industrialization, what is industrialization? Manufacturing, increase in manufacturing businesses. So if industrialization increases, if there's industrialization in the economy, the secondary sector would increase its output. The secondary sector will employ more workers. But if there's deindustrialization, the secondary sector would reduce its output. The secondary sector would reduce its employment. Do you get it? Yes. So there's decrease in the secondary sector if there's deindustrialization. There's increase in the secondary sector if there is industrialization.
If there is, so the reason of an increase is the businesses, like
manufacturing businesses are coming in. They are producing more. Okay. That is industrialization.
Okay.
But if manufacturing businesses, there's decline in manufacturing businesses, that is deindustrialization. The secondary sector will decrease.
What could be the reasons for that
decline? Maybe the sector starts moving into the economy becomes developed. Income level increases. As a result, people start thinking more about services than products. For example, the example is the CD, using CD. You can stream online now instead of buying CDs. Do you understand? Okay. Is it clear now?
Yes.
The third point is changes in the tertiary sector. The tertiary sector may increase due to increase in income and decrease if there's a fall in income.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Yes.
So, and the last one I wrote is about reduction in the secondary sector again, which means this could be as a result of technology, which may be used to, I wrote this could be as a result of technology, which may reduce employment in the secondary sector. You know, the secondary sector uses equipment.
Manufacturing.
Yeah, the secondary sector manufacturing, it uses equipment. Yes. So if there's advancement in technology, or if there's advancement in technology, that means workers might be replaced with machines. So employment in the secondary sector would reduce.
Yeah.
Is it clear now?
Yes.
So these are changes in the economic sector.
Yes.
Any question about it now? Clear. So go to B. Consider the following 3 problems for FO as it goes through takeovers. Which problem will be easiest for FO to overcome? Justify your answer. The first one is about more difficult to control the business as a result of growth by takeovers. 1, the number of employees will increase. As a result, managers may be remote to employers. So it is difficult to control because during takeover, it increases the number of employees. The numbers of managers will not be enough with the numbers of employees. Yeah. So that means employees might be remote to managers. It becomes difficult for them to control. Do you get the first point there?
Yes.
Are you getting it or not?
Yes, because managers
fewer managers for large numbers of employees.
Yes, and there from 3 to 6, I think, employees under one manager.
That the span of control.
Span of control. Yeah, that's yeah.
So there will be need to employ more supervisors. Yes. That will increase costs anyway. And too much employees with few managers or supervisors may lead to inefficiency because nobody monitors what they do.
And it's also costs because they might pay, the business might pay them, but there are surplus to the business.
They might not be what the business might pay managers doing nothing.
No, the employees themselves.
Yeah, they are paid. They are being paid. They are being paid for doing nothing.
Yeah.
Because nobody watches what they do. Nobody check and balance what they do.
Okay.
So that is inefficiency.
Okay. Yeah.
Is it clear?
Yes.
So go to the second one. Lack of finance. For lack of finance, I wrote, as the private limited company has grown due to takeover of other two businesses, this is about high expansion cost.
Yes.
So if there's high expansion cost, lack of finance will occur. Two, private limited company cannot sell shares to the public. Therefore, amounts to be raised might be limited. So you cannot wait more than between friends and family. So that means you might still be lacking. You have limited finance. You have limited source of finance. Clear?
Yes.
And the last one I wrote is about, third one, they might source for loans to finance the takeover. And this will increase interest and it has to be paid back.
The loan itself has to pay back and interest.
And this will bring about lack of finance, cash flow.
Yes.
Clear?
Cash flow.
Yeah. So go to clash of business cultures as a result of takeovers. One, I wrote, they might have different ways of doing things. This may lead to conflict between staff because we have our way, you have your way. It might bring about disagreement or conflicts. Two, leadership styles might be different at the two companies. This may reduce productivity. No, leader A is saying this, leader B is saying that. So which one do we follow up with? Workers may feel reluctant to adapt to changes. This may reduce efficiency. Oh, we are used to this style. We cannot go with this new manager style. They feel reluctant to adapt to changes.
Okay.
And that would also be a problem.
Yes.
Conclusion. The clash of culture may be the easiest to solve as it means modification to the leadership style in the original business, in their original businesses. So we have to just sit down to talk about our leadership style and conclude on one system to adopt. Do you understand? So I wrote original business and adopting a style that suits the present objective of the business. So we just have to we have to understand the objective of the business and adopt a style that is suitable, leadership style that is suitable for that objective.
Yes.
And it must involve all employees.
Must involve all employees.
Yes, they must be carried along.
It was only managers.
No. Who managers will deal with employees? What about the employees? Are you going to leave the employees?
So it's in the meeting.
Yes, then you use democratic leadership style.
Okay.
Consultative.
Okay, yeah.
If involving employees doesn't mean all, it might be representative of the employees, but the representative of the employees means the employees.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you get it now?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll go to question 2. So go to question 2. Explain 2 reasons why it's important for effort to manage all its resources, to manage all its resources effectively when manufacturing products. But it is better for effort to manage all of its resources effectively when manufacturing due to the following reasons. 1, it reduces waste. When you are able to manage things effectively, it means your waste will be reduced. So reducing waste means there won't be excess or deficit in inventory, bringing about lower cost of production. So you won't have much or you won't be having little. Not too much, not too little. Do you understand? So that means it will be normal what you needed. 2, it improves efficiency, which means maximum output is produced using minimum inputs. You know, we talked about efficiency before. Yeah. I think that point is clear. So that's the reason.
Their objective is to be sustainable.
To
be sustainable.
Sustainable, yeah. Sustainable, yeah.
It's not a reason.
FO.
It's not a reason or not.
It's a reason, but how do you talk about sustainability without efficiency?
Yeah, it is about efficiency.
Because sustainability comes about being able to have resources, not for now, but for the future.
Yes.
Is it clear now?
Yes.
So we go to question B. Consider the benefits and limitations of the following three methods of communication FO could use. Which method of communication would be the most suitable? We have email, we have mobile phone, and we have letter. So I start with email. The advantage is you have to have at least two advantages and one disadvantage. Yeah, at least two advantage, one disadvantage.
Okay. Yes.
So the advantage is there. Details of the orders can be sent without any issue relating to images. That means you can send it with image. Data show.
Yes.
So it can be sent to many people at once. That means you can send it to many suppliers at once. Clear?
Yes.
The setback, it requires an internet connection. That's one of the setback. The receiver might not even read it. That's another problem.
Yes.
Okay. So just write one setback and that's all. Yes. So the use of mobile cell phone, it brings about instant feedback because you're making a call through and you get a response of yes or no to confirm.
Okay.
So sender will know if the message has been received. It will be delivered. You will have it delivered. If it was even SMS, to write delivered, received.
Okay.
You would know. It's an advantage because you have the information.
Okay.
Do you get it or not?
Not like
Do you want me
email.
to explain?
Not like
for them?
email. Email, you don't know if it's
Yeah,
delivered or
email
not.
you wouldn't know.
But mobile
Email
phone,
will say sent,
not
not delivered.
Yes.
It only says sent. And the individual might not even read it. The suppliers might not read it. Clear?
Yes.
And in emails, you might not be able to get quick feedback. You have to wait and yeah. The setback, it might take time. If FO needs to contact many different suppliers of wood, then you need a lot of suppliers to contact. That means you have to put a call through to them
for
Takes
every
time.
supplier. Not
Yeah.
like email. Email you can send it.
at once. Yeah. You just have to change the edits or copy them.
Okay.
CC
Mm.
to send the supplies.
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
Letter writing. The advantage is that it brings about formality as it can be considered as a legal document. It's a legal document because any letter you're writing should be with your letterhead. Yes or no?
Yes.
So that makes formality. It
Okay.
becomes a legal one, right?
Mhm.
It is a hard copy, which means duplicate can be kept for record purpose. That's another advantage. Yes or no?
Okay, another advantage.
For letter writing? Yes, there are. Letter writing means you can document it.
Document it.
You can document it.
Okay.
Yes, you can have records of it. You can document it. It's easier to compile, to compose in writing. It's easier to compose, and you can get it delivered. You would know if it is delivered or not.
Same advantage for them, like this.
Yeah, because for letter writing, the receiver will sign that it received it, and you have the duplicate for it.
Okay.
You sent it maybe through mail or through poster or whatever. The postman would make sure that it's been signed.
Postman.
Yeah.
That delivered.
The delivery man, yeah, it's been signed. So it shows that it has been received. And for it to be received, it means it has to be acted upon.
Okay. Okay. So the postman itself, he will take the.
You give the letter to the
You
postman.
give him.
The postman will have it delivered, right?
And he has like
The receiver will attestate or confirm that he or she has received it, or the supplier will confirm that they received it.
The postman will tell me that he received it.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That's.
Is it clear?
Yes.
But so the recommendation, letter may be best. I wrote letter may be the best if it can bring about setback. Sorry, I didn't write setback. Okay, let me just, okay, the setback for letters.
Yes.
One thing about letter writing is that you can't use visual. It cannot be visual, and it can only take few details.
It takes time to be delivered.
Yeah, it might take time to be delivered, and it takes few details.
And a few details.
Yeah, a few details, unlike email.
It might not be delivered because there might be like.
It might be lost in transit.
Lost in transit. That's okay.
Is it clear?
Yes.
All right. So, recommendation. I recommended letter. I said I wrote letter may be the best if it can bring about quicker arrangements to deliver the delayed nails and paints. Because sometimes based on FO here, it talked about I think in the last paragraph, it talked about second to the last paragraph, it said two functions business sustainable development and times more expensive than imported. Changes and features. Okay. Right back. Yeah, in the last part, I said FO need to manage all its resources effectively. If it tries to use the same components such as nails, brackets, and paint for all its furniture designs, it is better to not run out of raw materials, and so others to suppliers must be carefully planned to avoid late deliveries. So for letter writing, if it can be assured that it will be express, like it will be the letter will get there immediately, and there won't be delay in terms of deliveries of nails and paints, then letter writing should be used. Do you get it? So I wrote, letter may be best if it can bring about quicker arrangement to deliver the delayed nails and paint. It is also formal than other two options as it is signed for. And it uses the letterhead of the business. So if I'm sending you a letterhead and you are signing for it, it means you have accepted, and whatever happens with it, you are liable. Unlike a phone call, it doesn't have any documentation. Email, who knows about it? Do you get it?
Yes.
Any question about that?
But email, you might be connected sometimes.
Email doesn't have, it is email. It doesn't have company letterhead.
Okay.
Except if you are putting it out with a letterhead.
Okay, yeah, because it's going to be
Do you get it?
Yes.
And if you are putting out with a letterhead, it becomes a letter. It's not more an email.
Yeah. Email.
Electronic mail, yeah. Is it clear now?
Yes.
All right, we'll move on. So that's the recommendation. We'll go to question 3. Are you there? So explain how one internal source and one external source of finance could be used by FO as it expands. For internal source, I used retained profits. And when I talk about retained profit, this is the profit that is put back into the business, right? Yes. Good. So this allows FO to have lower overheads. That means it's not going to be paying expenses on interest and what? On interest and injection. So the money that is going to be put back into the business is not repaying it to anybody. It's going to stay in the business. Retained profit is the profit that we put back into the business, yes or no? Yes. So when it's an internal source of finance, it's an internal source of finance because it's the money made by the business that is put back into the business. So the advantage about it is that interest is not going to be paid on retained profits, and it's not going to be refunded to anybody. No, it's going to be there. Dividends, you would have paid your dividend before you talk about retained profits. You would have paid it. Except if shareholders accepted or agreed that all profit goes back to the business. If not, you have to pay dividends.
Thanks for
ordinary shareholders. The ordinary shareholders are the owners of the business. So you have to think about the preference shareholders. The preference shareholders are the first that you have to pay dividends to.
Ordinary, they don't have.
Yes, it's not stable.
Yes.
But for preference shareholders, they have fixed dividend rates.
Yes.
Clear?
Yeah.
All right. So the external source of finance now. What did I use for external? We have crowdfunding, we have shares and a lot. I think I wrote, okay, new share issues. Yeah, I wrote new share issues. Existing shareholders may be willing to invest more due to the success of FO. FO has been successful. Okay. It's been running for over 20 years, right? Yes. And might also be able to convince family and friends to invest, which will bring about permanent capital into the business. So existing shareholders might be willing to inject more capital, or existing shareholders might even convince their friends and family to come invest in the business. Yeah. Clear? Yes. So go to B. Question 3B. Are you there? Was that the advantage and disadvantage to FO using a wholesaler, retailer, or selling direct to customer when distributing its product? Which channel of distribution should FO use? Justify your answer. We start with the wholesaler. For wholesaler, I wrote, they buy furniture in large quantities to delivery as a result of distributional cost reduces. We talked about it yesterday, I think. about distributional costs with wholesalers. We talked
Yes.
about wholesalers.
Sorry.
So one of the advantage of selling to wholesalers is that it reduces the channel of distribution. And when it reduces this channel of distribution, it reduces distributional cost for FO.
Because sometimes the wholesalers are the ones
They
who
buy
pay.
in bulk.
Yeah, and they pay for delivery.
Not really that they pay for delivery. You might be paying, but you are paying, it's going to be a one-off thing. Unlike when you have to sell to different retailers.
Okay, retailers. Yeah.
Clear.
Yes.
Two, I go to advantages. Two, it saves storage space for FO. This reduces cost of storage or cost of production.
Okay.
Because as soon as FO produces, it sells. It delivers to wholesalers. So there's no point keeping large space that you have to pay for, like warehouse. Because when you keep a warehouse, you have to pay for this space. Now you won't be paying for space because the wholesalers are buying it. Clear?
Yes.
Now the problem: wholesaler may sell competitors' products.
Okay, yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So which may reduce the revenue for FO, especially if customers make comparisons that do not favor FO. So yes, wholesalers may sell competitors' products.
Okay.
It's not going to be a problem. But the problem comes if customers now make comparisons that is not in favor of FO. That means they're going to buy those of the competitors. Clear?
Yeah.
For retailers, there are other problems about it. Wholesalers will pay lesser price because they're buying in bulk,
Yes.
which means less revenue, less profits. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So retailers now. FO can sell in large quantities to retailers. Yeah, retailer. We have this. The second channel of distribution is producer, retailer, consumer.
It's not wholesaler. Okay, that's the third.
The first,
The first.
producer, wholesaler, retailer, consumer.
Yes, that's
The
the
second, producer, retailer.
okay. Yes.
So if retailers are buying from producers, they buy in large quantities too.
Yes.
There's no. It only means that we don't have wholesalers. Do you get it?
Mhm.
So they are retailers. They buy in large quantities and they sell in bits to customers. They buy in large quantities from the producers, but sell in bits to customers. But for wholesalers, they buy in large quantities, they buy in bulk, sell in piece to retailers before retailers sell in bits to customers.
Okay.
So that channel is off. The wholesaler channel is off. It becomes retailers get closer to producers. That's what it means. But retailers will not go to buy in bits from producers. They buy in large quantities.
So that means retailers are going to break bulk.
Yes, at that point, retailers will break the bulk.
So retailers will be like wholesalers, but
They are retailers because they sell in bits. They might sell in bits and they might sell in bulk.
yeah. Ah.
They might
okay.
sell in large quantities too. Just like Aruban. Those Mamash supermarkets, they are big. They can sell cartons.
Yeah,
They can sell cartons too. Do you get it now?
Okay, they can sell. Okay. Yes.
Do you get it now?
Yes.
Okay. So retailers, FO can sell in large quantities to retailers with one. Retailers can help to promote the furniture, which means marketing cost reduces. For retailers, they can promote your products for you.
Okay.
Because they won't be buying like wholesalers that has to buy from different suppliers. Retailers don't have large storage facility. So if they're buying your product, it might only be your product that they do sell. So they will advertise for it because they want to sell.
Wow.
Do you get it or not?
Yes.
Retailers don't have the same space like wholesalers. Do they have?
No.
As a result, they might only have your own products in their store, meaning they have to advertise because they have to sell it to make profit.
Only your product.
Yeah, they don't have. They are not like wholesalers. Wholesalers have space.
Yes.
Retailers will not have. When you go to Crimea, they sell in bulk in Crimea, yes or no? They are wholesalers.
Yes.
They have more space. They have more warehouse that they can put stuffs. Retailers do not have that space. As a result, the number of competitors retailers will have will be limited to those of wholesalers.
The limit.
Yeah, it will be less. They won't have like wholesalers. They might have competitors' products,
Okay.
but it's not be as much as wholesalers. Because we're talking about furniture here. Furniture need more space. It's not like food item.
Yes.
It's not provision. It's not beverage. We're talking about furniture that takes more space. So how many quantity of those things you want to take from different suppliers, from
Okay.
different producers, like
Okay.
FO?
No, okay.
They are furniture, tables, and these things.
Maybe
How many do you want to? You can only have one. You can't have 2, 3 as a retailer.
Mm.
Is it clear now?
Yes.
Okay, great. So the problem is that price might be higher as retailers will add their own markup. You had markup. Retailers will add markup.
This might affect the.
It might affect the sales of the business, FO,
Yes.
because customers might perceive FO's product as expensive. But not only retailers that will add markup, wholesalers too will add markup.
But not like retailers.
Not like retailers, because wholesalers will buy in bulk.
And they want to cover up the cost of advertising.
And they can spread the cost on other products they bought.
Yeah, yes.
From other business, from competitors, which retailers do not have. Retailers cannot operate on a larger scale than wholesalers. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Selling direct to customers. Selling direct to customers, it can bring about direct relationship with customers, leading to customer loyalty. 1. 2, it allows the use of mail orders to sell the product. And this might be done through internet. Because you are selling directly to customers, right?
Yes.
So you can get your transaction done online. 24 hours. Details, it's 24 hours. It's detail-minded. It is accessible.
To the customer.
Yes, yes, it's accessible. You send order via email.
Okay, even customers, they might give feedback.
And the customers can even check through your website to know different products you have.
Oh, okay.
You are now directly dealing with customers. So your customers might come directly to you. They might check your website to see what products you have and make order immediately. Is it clear?
Yes, yes.
Selling direct to customers also means that you can have a personalized transaction with them.
Make his customer right.
Is it clear?
Yes.
The problem is that not all customers will feel comfortable ordering online.
Maybe they are
Scammers, they might feel it's scammers. They want the physicality.
Ah, okay. Yes.
Sometimes they want the physical, they want to see it, they want to touch it. Is it clear?
Yes.
My recommendation. Selling direct to customers, as customers may be able to pay higher prices for furniture, especially the ones that attract them as a result increases their full profit margin. You know, it's furniture.
Okay.
Going there to the producers, you might see a style or a design, but the design misses something that you wanted. You can tell them to come up with another design that would include your own details. Customize.
Okay.
That makes you to pay more or not.
Okay.
You pay more. You saw the design, but you want it customized.
Like cars, for example. So
that customization makes you to pay more. Or you find a design, but the design, you have something more, that you have something better than that design. That is what you want them to do. Then they will do it for you.
Okay.
You pay more. So dealing directly with customers allows you to charge higher prices or premium prices.
For premium service.
Yeah, for services, for their service. Because customers, you know, when you have customers with you, whatever you produce, they might not like it, but they will tell you, oh, we want another version of this. But if it is a retail or wholesaler, the products are there.
Yeah,
it's for them to just buy. So having to sell directly to customers makes you to have more opinions about customers. They could come up with designs that you don't even have to spend on research, because they might have done certain research and bring to you. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Go to question 4. Now we have the appendix to use, appendix 2. Calculate the break-even level of output per month. For break-even, it is always fixed cost divided by contribution. Our contribution is selling price minus variable cost. So here, based on what we have in the appendix 2, the fixed cost is 10,000. The variable cost is 125. The selling price is 250. So break-even is 10,000 divided by 250 minus 125, which is 125. So 10,000 divided by 125 is 80. Clear?
Yes.
Then we have the second question, which is margin of safety. For margin of safety, it is actual sales minus break-even sales. So actual sales here is 100, which is forecasted, and the break-even sales is 80. So the margin of safety is 20. Clear?
Yes.
Now go to the limitations of break-even analysis. One, it only focuses on break-even. So managers do not think about profit because it's break-even analysis. So it is strictly on break-even. So the focus is always on break-even, which is limiting the ability of the business, limiting the ability of the employees, limiting the ability of the managers. They can't think further than break-even.
Yes.
Clear? So it is difficult to split fixed cost and variable cost.
Split.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
If it is easy to split, we should be putting them together to divide. Why are we having them together? We should have separated them.
Yes.
You get the second point.
Yes.
The third one, fixed costs are not always constant. They change as things changes.
Yes.
We talked about it already.
Yeah.
And last one, it assumes that there is no inventory. So it's when you think about break-even, it's as if all inventories are sold. But there's still inventory because you forgot about the rest. You just want to break even. So you are thinking that there's no other inventory.
Yeah.
You have more inventory that you have to sell. But because your focus is to break even, your total cost should be equal to your total revenue. That is all you want.
Yes.
So you don't think about other inventory. You assume that there are no other inventory. But there is. So it's wrong. Fair. So we go to 4B. I think that's the answer, right? Refer to appendix 2 again. Appendix 2 and 3 now. We have the case study there. So they say only use raw materials from sources that replace what they have used. Based on the appendix 3, I wrote, only use raw materials. It could increase sales, especially with customers that are ethically sensitive. Customers that think about they are thinking about ethical source.
Yes.
So those customers will always want to buy from you because you portray sustainable development. You portray social responsibility.
Yes.
2, it might be able to charge higher prices.
Yes.
When you use raw materials, only raw materials, clear. The problem is that the variable cost will increase by 20%. Is the reason here. It's written there. It's 20%. It will increase by 20%. The variable cost.
It is written.
Clear? That's for raw materials. Now, only use package recycled. It increases the reputation of FO, which may bring about increase in sales. Recycled materials.
Yeah.
2, it also makes the product packaging sustainable.
Makes it good.
Yes.
Yes.
And it will last longer. If it doesn't last longer, you cannot recycle it. Fair. And the problem, it will not be suitable for large items like furniture.
Yeah.
Might not be suitable. Clear?
Yes.
Now, only use electric vehicles to deliver products. Based on the appendix, it could be, yes, when you use electrical vehicle, it could be your unique selling point. It could be FO's unique selling point, USP.
Yes.
Because it's something different, it's an added value. Are you with me?
Yes.
2, it contributes to reducing air pollution, which is in line with FO's sustainability objective.
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
And my recommendation. Are you there?
There's no such problem.
For me, the setback is that it's the cost is they said the cost of buying electric vehicles in the short run. In the short run, it's expensive. In the long run, it is. In the short run, it's expensive.
Yes.
setbacks. Setback. In the short run, it's expensive. It's expensive, right?
Yes.
Because it's expensive to get those things. Recommendation. I recommended electronic vehicle.
Because it's about USP.
It's about USP and it has the lowest variable cost.
Because it's not just that. Yes.
And it has the lowest variable cost, which is 5%.
Okay, 5%.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's good.
So electric vehicle is the only option with a fall in variable cost of 5%. This will lead to higher profits.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Is it clear?
Yes.
So that ends paper 2, May, June 2021. Thank you. So the next class will be paper 2, May, June 2022. Right?
Yes.